this is God's deal. All he says is, you know what? Give me the 5 loaves and 2 fish that you're holding, and then watch what I do with it. And that's what we felt like we were doing. It was the 10th anniversary. We were able to lock in both of those guys, surround them with the guys. Every year when I put the event together, I say, God, who do you want as, like, who's the right communicators with the right message at the right time? And then what's the right theme? God had given me the theme. This was about being men of vision. And so it's like, okay, well, we're going to step fully into the vision that God has for us here. And, to have the response that we did was incredible. And so yeah, and here's, if you have the attitude of, it's obviously we used intelligence and strategy and all this kind of stuff. We didn't go into this blind, but we did know that if God wanted this to happen, which we firmly believed, he would provide all the funding that was necessary. He would provide the people that, and that was what was so fun, is that guys grabbed a hold of this and said, I'm bringing 10 men with me. I'm bringing 20 guys with me. I'm bringing 2 guys, and over 60% of the guys that were there were brand new, who'd never been before.
Say that again.
Over 60% of the guys that were there have never been there before, which, I mean, the biggest crowd we've ever had is 1,100. And we had nearly 5,000 at the Premier Center this year. So we're almost 5x, right? So that you would expect that would be the case. But it was a great day. Guys were encouraged. They were challenged. They were, we had multiple dudes, come to Christ for the first time. We had many that were encouraged. We have guys that are now meeting together as bands of brothers, which is 3 to 4 men meeting together regularly, becoming that deep friendship. What I call real friends versus deal friends. Men are good at having deal friends and not real friends. So we talk a lot about that. But yeah, I mean, you asked the question about the roller coaster. I think there's times where I'm like, yeah, hands up in the air, and man, this is crazy fun. There's also times where I'm like, holding onto the thing, curled up in a ball in my living room, going, "What the world am I doing?" But,
that click, 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 click as it's going to the top.
Yeah, like when you sign the contracts and do different things. But
click, 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 click. Yeah.
But there's also, again, confirmation of the saints. To go back to that, Jeff, I had so many people come up to me and say, "Tom, this is right, and we're going to help you. This is not just your thing. This is our thing." And I think that's what the Men's Summit specifically has become. This has become our thing. I was with a guy for coffee earlier this week, and he was talking, and he was at the very first one, and he actually kind of got emotional talking about it. He goes, because he said, I was just sitting there, and he said to himself, "We did this." And he goes, "Wait, I mean, you did it." I said, no. This is a we. We did this, and it's a community thing. The region, the city of Sioux Falls, our leadership has come around this, and so the biggest question I'm getting right now, of course, is, well, Tom, what about year 11? What are you doing for year 11?
What are you going to do for year 11? Do you know? I mean,
we're in the process. We're in the process of praying about it. Unfortunately, I can't give you some, exclusive information right now.
Which was the only reason I had you on, was just to see if I could be the first one for the scoop. Okay, that's the way it's going to be.
Well, and I don't have a scoop to give you, because we're just in the process of people have said, well, Tom, do you feel like if you go back and host it at Central Church or church again, and go down to 1,500 or 1,800 again, do you feel that would be going backwards? I don't feel that. There's no ego wrapped up in this thing. We live in a world where everything has to be up and to the right all the time.
Yeah.
And if it's not, we deem it, oh, it must not be successful, or something must have happened or might have fallen apart. But no, maybe that's just not what we were supposed to do. And so if we truly believe that this is God's deal, if we continually say every single day, not just with this event, but every single day, like every time I walk into speak at a company, or I speak at another ministry event, or whatever it is, every day God just says, put your 5 loaves and 2 fish. It's a meager amount. It's such a small amount. But when you place that in my hands, watch what I do with it. And by the way, it's probably going to be different than you think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is what it's all about anyway, because it's not about me. It's about what God wants to do through me, through us,